Thank you. The big idea that I'm going to be talking about tonight is the idea that our minds are much more extensive than our brains, that they stretch out far beyond our heads. I think our minds stretch out through fields, mental fields, and connect us with the world around us and with each other. We're all used to the idea of fields stretching out more extensively than material objects. The field of a magnet stretches out far beyond the surface of the magnet. The field of a handy, of a mobile phone, stretches out far beyond the surface of the mobile phone. And I'm suggesting that our minds stretch out far beyond the surface of our heads. The mind is not all inside the head, it's outside the head as well. We've all been brought up to believe that the mind is located inside the head, that the mind is nothing but the brain, or the activity of the brain. And what I'm suggesting is that it's much more extensive. When we recognize that the mind stretches out far beyond the brain, a lot of puzzling phenomena begin to make sense. There are a lot of phenomena that don't fit into conventional science. These include phenomena classified as paranormal, like telepathy. There's a big taboo about these. The fact they don't fit into the theory that the mind is in the brain means that many people feel that they don't exist, or they can't exist, or they shouldn't exist, or at least you shouldn't talk about them. What I'm going to try and show this evening is that when we allow our idea of the mind to be more extensive than the idea of the brain, many of these mysterious phenomena make perfectly good sense. They're not paranormal, they're normal. They're part of our normal human nature, part of our biological nature. The best way to see this is to think about the nature of vision. How does vision work? Consider the situation where you see me standing here now. The conventional view is that light comes reflected from me, comes through the electromagnetic field, enters your eyes, you form inverted images on your retinas. Changes occur in the cone cells, impulses up the optic nerve, and chemical and electrical changes in the brain. So far, so good. But then the mysterious part begins. You form a conscious image of me standing here. There's nothing in modern science which would explain why you're conscious. Consciousness is one of the biggest mysteries of all for science, and until recently it was ignored by science. It's simply not understood. If the brain is like a computer, why do you need consciousness? As far as we know, computers are not conscious. So why do you need consciousness, and what does it do? Well, many biologists think it doesn't do anything. So that's the first mystery. Why are you conscious? And the second mystery is that you experience your vision, you seeing me, is supposed to be inside your head, but I imagine you experience it as being outside your head, where I'm standing. Your image of me is not experienced by you as being inside your head, where it's meant to be. It's here. The theory I'm suggesting is so simple that it's hard to understand. And that is that your image of me is located exactly where it seems to be, right here. It's an image in your mind, interpreted by your mind, but it's not inside your head. I'm suggesting that vision involves a two-way process, an inward movement of light and an outward projection of images. That the images we experience are outside our heads, just where they seem to be. Normally we project them to the exact place where the object is that we're looking at. If we didn't do that, we'd bump into things all the time. So normally our vision projects things to where they are. And in other words, I'm suggesting our minds reach out to touch what we're looking at. There's a sense in which our mind is touching anything we see or look at. The observer and the observed are interconnected.